great way to improve some flexibility in the front of your shoulders as well as in your middle back, your thoracic spine. These often go together in that typically, because everything that we do is in front of us, our shoulders start to roll forward and then our spine rounds. So this is a great stretch to do to counter that. So you're gonna start by sitting down with your feet flat on the ground, hips bent. And now I'm gonna bring my fingertips behind me so they're pointing back. I'm gonna show you 3 different variations. This one is typically the easiest one. Now, the biggest thing that I wanna focus on is making sure that I start in a good position. So you see how my shoulder head is kind of forward? I need to make sure that I'm pulling it back without like over squeezing my shoulder blades, okay? So it's just going to be just slightly pulled back. Now, the thing that I'm focusing on is with my elbow bent, I need to lift my chest up as much as I can. The other thing is that my bicep has to be pointing forward. So if it's kind of like turned in like this, you're not gonna get the benefit of it. So you might even wanna sit up on something just to give yourself a little bit of a lift. So my elbows are bent. I'm making sure that my shoulder head is like kind of pulled back, lifting my chest up. So I'm lifting my chest up by pressing my hands into the ground. And then it's like I'm thinking about spreading from my collarbone. So from the very center of my chest to the outside, I'm making one long line. I'm gonna press through my hands, lift my chest up. Now, I might need to walk my bottom forward a little bit in order to get a little bit of a stretch. Some people, they like when their elbows are straight. Some people like when their elbows are bent. For me, I like when my elbows are slightly bent because I get a little bit more of a stretch to the front of my chest and also my bicep. Now, you can play around with where your fingertips are. So now if my fingertips are out to the side, it might actually be a little bit easier to get a little bit more rotation through that part of the shoulder. I'm gonna try to bring my elbows together as much as I can, lift my chest up so my shoulders are staying away from my ears. Then the other one that's probably the hardest is when my fingertips are pointing forward. So when my fingertips are pointing forward, my shoulders really want to round. So I really want to make sure that I'm lifting up as much as I can. I need to bring my elbows in toward each other, keep my shoulders away from my ears, and then lift up. Then I can walk myself forward and then get a little bit more of a stretch. I keep pressing through my hands in order to make sure that I'm extending from my middle back.